Welcome to the new sound of online radio. Welcome to the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network. 'Cause you make me feel like I've been locked out of heaven. A mix of today's hits and hard-to-find favorites, combined with the most entertaining and intriguing talk anywhere. This is your sound. This is the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network at UPNradio.com.
I can't hear anything. Hey, everybody. We are live. Sunset Gower. I'm April. Welcome to It's Time to Talk.
Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. It's Deidre. What's up, girl?
What's up? Hello. We're back.
Yes, we are back. I know we've been out for a week or two.
You know, sometimes when you take a break, sometimes it's too long of a break, and you just sit here and you think, oh, it's a show.
Right.
I better just straighten up.
Exactly.
I'm trying to get my online stuff. Oh, and I just want to just throw that out real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Since people are chiming in, people are watching us live on Facebook and, you know, different other types of social media. Sometimes we tend to look down at our phones.
Right.
We're not being rude. No. We're trying to chime in with our audience, right?
Because we definitely welcome your questions, you participating in the show, being part of the show, making comments. We love interacting with you. So we just want to make sure that we mention, you know, your questions, or we mention your comments, or see that you're tuning in. So we appreciate everybody's support. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially when the guest comes on. I think it looks kind of like they're not even listening.
Right. It's like, what's going on?
But we are totally. So how you doing?
I'm doing good, girl.
Good.
Trying to beat this heat. Where did this come from?
Wait, let me just say, shout out to my son, who is about to, probably in about 20 minutes, play a tennis match at 5:30 in Woodland Hills.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, yesterday in Woodland Hills, I think it was, 118 degrees, 117 degrees, like totally hot, beating records. Right. And I think today is like 110. Mm-hmm. And I just thought, I'm so glad my son's not playing in tournaments. Well, yesterday I got the word that he's playing in a tournament. Wow. I mean, you know, they have to acclimate themselves to different types of weather.
Right.
I understand that. But that's my baby.
I know.
I was like, you better hydrate. You better drink that water. Mm-hmm. And good luck, you know.
At least it's 5:30. So it's, you know, it's not the height. Isn't it the height hours, like 10 to 2 or the sun's the most, you know, drastic UV rays. So anyway. But
still, I mean, we were driving in, and here in Hollywood, it's 109, 108.
Right.
So it still hasn't cooled off enough for me.
Well, good luck, Abasi. Stay hydrated and cool.
Good luck, baby.
Have a good game. So, but besides that,
well, we picked a fine time to work out.
I was gonna say, Missy, you've been on this wonderful workout schedule and changing your diet.
Out. Just, you know, I'm trying to be healthy. I think it should have happened 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, for me, it should have happened at least a year or two ago. Not 3 months.
No. I mean the commitment. I put it in my head 3 months ago that I'm going to start this tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow. No, tomorrow. No, tomorrow.
Oh, let me finish up this ice cream and I'll start tomorrow.
Oh, but I did before I started it.
I know. That's
what
I did.
Some things are going to change around here. Right. Let me get this last little scoops in, and I'll be all right. Tomorrow's a new day. Gosh. And that's just how I did it. But you know what? When I woke up, I was committed.
Right.
And I've been committed.
You've been doing good.
Oh, it's not.
And you've been making, I love it because I've been the beneficiary of all of your good eating habits now because April's been making this wonderful salad dressing.
Oh, my gosh. I love that salad dressing.
Oh, my God. Just organic ingredients and the lemon. And I won't say it all, but it's like just whatever you want to say. It's delicious. And I'm just like, I love it. It's fresh, you know. And I don't have, like for me, I discovered I cannot eat tomatoes anymore. because it gives
tomatoes.
me tomatoes.
You can't?
No, like
why not?
Because it gives me bad indigestion. I figured it out.
Oh, but tomatoes are fruit, right?
Well, yeah, but there's the seed. There's something in seed, and I think it's if it's lectin or something, or forgive me for the name, messing up the name. But if you eat the seed part of it, the whole inside, it's actually I saw it on YouTube. It's like a certain little poison in our system. And it can actually
oh, really?
Yes, but of course we don't eat enough of it to really affect us,
Thank God.
in a big way, but it can interfere with digestion, acid reflux, different things like that. And ever since I cut it out, I have noticed a reduction in my own acid reflux, because I was suffering from that, because I love Mexican food.
So many things.
I love
tomatoes.
salsa.
How can you can hardly escape tomatoes.
Yeah,
sauces
and everything, salsa, all that. So
yes.
I really am conscious now of what I put on.
So is it tomato sauces too, or just tomatoes?
No, I think that,
like
it's interesting. They said the
tomatoes?
Italians, since they make their own sauce, they use the outside, so it doesn't
something
affect
that they
you.
know already.
Yes. So anyway, something interesting.
It's
people
amazing
wanna
how
look into.
You know what? Just being consciously aware of what you put in your body.
Yes.
We are so focused on food. Otherwise, you know, I'm
Yes.
like everywhere. I'm really finding out, because right now, of my own choice, through my own choices, I cannot eat any and everything I want.
Right.
And I'm cleansing, I'm detoxing, and it feels great. I feel I have so much more energy. It's wonderful.
Right. And
But
your skin is glowing too. I was like, I want some of that.
Drinking lots of water and all that good stuff. But what I'm finding out is that, like, the world is just obsessed with food.
Right.
It's on I can't get away from it.
I know.
Everywhere I look, I mean, radio, I get on TV, it's there.
You got the
Social
Cupcake
media,
Wars,
it's
you
there.
got the Food
It's
Channel,
everywhere.
you got all that.
I mean, the aromas are I cannot escape it. I was
Yeah.
like, boy, I got to be real strong. I got to dig deep. And then sitting across from people eating some good food.
I know I did a couple of times. I know I was eating, 4th of July.
It's not easy.
Oh,
It's not easy.
yeah.
I commend everybody out there on diets, because like I really never had to diet.
Yeah.
But I'm getting older,
And I think
my metabolism's slowing down, so things are a little different.
they are.
But if you want changes, you got to change, right?
And I was gonna say yes, within, not to cut you off earlier, but in moderation too, because you cannot, not to say don't deprive yourself. If you want to have a cookie, a piece of cake, something like that, of course, eat those things, but in moderation, as they say. So
or work it off.
Yeah, or work it off.
We joined the gym.
Yes, we sure have.
We joined the gym.
My
and we've been
gosh.
working.
That hydro massage chair
I
is
don't know
everything.
why I did not join this gym.
Oh,
you
my
guys.
God.
I'm serious.
This chair is
like I
unbelievable.
said, I don't think summertime is the best time to start your workout, but I'm so glad I did.
I think anytime you feel it.
I mean, you want to be ready for summer. You want to, I want to
Still.
be like bikini ready now.
Summer's not even over. It just started. So you'll be
okay.
bikini ready, especially, you got some time. So
I got some time.
yeah, so it'll all catch up to you. But
That's true.
But yeah, I'm excited because yes, Jarvis, there it is. That chair is amazing from head to toe. He put that hydro massage chair.
He put it on there.
If anybody can get, if you have that at your gym, take advantage of it, because it just massages your whole body with this water.
Yes.
Oh, water vibration, and it's
Yes.
just amazing. So
Yes.
it gets the blood circulating.
Awesome. Awesome.
So
yeah. So you know what is awesome? Or who is awesome, I should say, our wonderful
friend.
guest. I can't even call him a guest anymore. He's
I know
just like
he's
a
our friend.
It's like
Yeah.
you come when you have time. This is what we might as well tell him. When you have time, you just come on by. Just let us know, and he usually does, right? We have wonderful guests, Bubba Ganter.
Bubba.
And you've seen him on Game Shaker. You've seen him on just tons of things. I mean, look at his face. You recognize this guy.
Yes.
And he has a lot to tell us about. We have a lot to talk about. We have so much to catch up with this guy.
And then we'll just shoot the breeze too. Maybe
much.
get into some relationship
That's why I'm so relaxed. I
stuff.
don't even have my notes.
We have 2 men
I
today.
don't have notes and pens and things going on and
We're
check marks and
freestyling.
boxes. No.
We're freestyling.
No, Bubba.
And then we
Bubba's
have
like
Jarvis, our
fam.
engineer. We have Bubba. So
Mm-hmm.
kind of maybe talk about the men-woman thing.
I think we
these
should get
days.
into that a little later. We can definitely.
Yeah.
We have some questions. They might have some answers.
Right.
We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see.
Please join us after the break. And thank you for taking your time out to watch It's Time to Talk. We'll be right back.
Speak Your Week will guide you through the process of using the power of your thoughts and words to create more positivity and success in your life, day to day and week to week. Written by It's Time to Talk's own host, April Jordan. This dynamic book will remind you of the powerful person you really are and how to use that power to create the life that you want. Want better health, success, abundance, love, and more? Within the chapters, you will discover the kind of thoughts, emotions, and words you should be speaking about the things that matter to you most. Also, included in this book are affirmations to speak each day of the week. When spoken in daily succession, these affirmations gain momentum and can help you on your journey towards the life of your dreams. There's no other way around having the life that you want. It all starts with you. Get ready to speak your week. Available for download at Amazon.com.
Place to do it,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Here at Sunset Garage Studios. We have our special guest. We're going to introduce him now. We have Bubba Ganter. Please welcome him to the show. Hi, Bubba.
Hey, ladies.
What's up, friend?
Oh, Lord, it's
How
great.
are you?
I'm good. Anytime I'm with you two, it's great. And Jarvis. I can't forget Jarvis.
That's right.
That's my man. Yeah, so I'm just happy to be back again.
Wonderful.
Yes.
It's so nice to have you. So.
Thank you.
Always
you.
nice to have you.
Yeah.
So it's because it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
I think September. I think
I
came
was
in
just
September.
about to say,
Yeah.
well, I know it was more than 6 months. I
Yeah,
know it was like,
yeah.
dang,
Almost coming on a year.
Yeah, it's been too long. You know, I'm the special. I'm the favorite guest. You know?
That's right.
That's
You
right.
are.
All the time. All the time.
Absolutely.
I love your necklace.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Did you make it?
No, actually, one of our costumers on the show made them. She was making them for the show, and I was like, I like those. I got the bracelets to match, and
nice.
you know, the onyx for energy, and the tiger's eye. You know,
See, I love that.
Yeah.
I love jewelry with meaning.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm just on this whole new, y'all were talking about the health thing. Mm-hmm. I was real health. I think the last time I was, I'm on the health and do this, but, you know, I had to get real. You know, when you land in the ambulance and they talking about, what you doing ain't working.
Oh, no. Okay, now that's real.
So I'm still trying to do, you know, some of the natural flows and stuff, but also I'm doing what the doctors are telling me to do.
That's right.
So,
That's most important.
That's why I keep these are my keep them on for that positive energy.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I've been getting into healing crystals and stuff, so I'm definitely digging that.
It makes a difference.
It does. It does.
Positive mindset and whatnot.
Yeah, you know, and that's the whole thing is the mindset. You know, I always talk about a mindset, you know, being in the right mindset. Right. And it's hard. It's hard, and it's a struggle sometimes to stay in that mindset. Yeah.
I think anytime you try to work on anything good in your life, any change you make is hard. You have certain habits, and I think we're just on autopilot with so many things.
Exactly.
And when you stop and consciously try to change it,
Yeah, and the body be like, wait a minute, hold on. That's not, that's not the way we do things.
Let me tell you, because my cravings are out of control right now, and I cannot have the things that I want.
Unless you want some chocolate.
Really?
Like temptation.
I'll be right back.
No, it is.
See, that's why I can play with y'all. Because some people get uptight. I can't stand those uptight interviews where you just sit there and they're real trying to be too professional. No, we gotta have fun, right?
We ain't professional.
No, y'all are professional. We just have
fun. Did nobody go to school for this?
Look, we family, so it just works.
Yeah, it does. It just we like to just have fun and have a great conversation because that's what we do. Right. Even if the camera wasn't on us.
Right. So, well, you know how we talk. When I came in, we came in just like talking like I just seen you yesterday.
Yeah, right. And we stayed after. Even the last time you were here, we stayed after.
We stayed until Jarvis kicked us out.
Yeah, right. Well, you know when Jarvis is about to kick us out. He's quiet because Jarvis is a talker too. I don't know why you didn't do that. You should have your own show, Jarvis.
This is what Jarvis did when you know he got to leave. Y'all gonna stay? I'm like,
because y'all gonna stay because I'm out.
Because I gotta turn everything off and get out of here.
Yeah, no, that's what he starts to do. You know how we used to be in the club and start turning the lights on?
Last call.
We gotta go home. That's Jarvis.
Right.
That's Jarvis. But anyway,
Bubba, you got us so excited that you're here.
Oh, well, I'm excited.
So what's going on?
Tell us what's up.
Man, things are rolling. Things are rolling. Of course, Game Shakers, we still got about 10 more episodes. The show got canceled, but we have 10 more episodes to come out in the fall, so nice. And it's from there, when one door closes, another one opens up. Absolutely. So I just finished a project with an Eddie Murphy film.
No.
Yeah, the new one. Yeah. So been looking at that.
What's the name of this film?
Dolomite is my name, actually. Yeah. So he's playing Dolomite. Rudy Ray Moore.
Yes.
I remember Rudy Ray Moore. So you can just imagine.
Oh my God. With a funny spin on it.
Oh man.
I know. Oh my God.
It was funny for everybody else. It wasn't too funny for me. I'm not gonna tell.
You can't tell why. All right. No spoilers.
But so it was just awesome. And watching him just turn into Rudy Ray. It's doing biopics is hard. And you have to be able to embody the person, especially somebody that we know, especially in the black community. We know Rudy Ray Moore and his shenanigans.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And to pull it off. So it was great. It was a great experience, The director
go ahead.
The director was Craig Brewer, who did Hustle and Flow.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was just happy, like, what? Yeah, okay, I'm cool. Yeah. So I did a couple of days on that, and then I have a film that's coming out. I think I told you last time, Family Business. It should be coming out any minute.
I've been looking for Family Business.
And I don't know what happened, but it was supposed to come out in May, but it's been delayed. So, and I had, it was a good little experience because it was my first black film, because I know it sounds crazy.
You crossover. You are seriously
I came right in. When
I
came into the business, I was already crossed over.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
right. And it's like, so going back to I think I was telling you guys before, community. I want to, there's so much in the black community that I want to reach out to, that I want fan base. So to reach out. So it was great. So that's with Ernie Hudson and Miguel Nunez, Tammy Roman, Darren Henson, Michael J. White. I mean, it was like some heavy hitters in there. So it was a great experience to do that. And then to turn around and then do Dolomite. Was like,
man.
And Tammy
I wanted to ask about.
I'm sorry, real quick. Tammy Roman. I did not realize how funny she was, but she's
pretty funny.
And it's because she's serious.
Yeah.
She be looking. And she says singing, you just
deadpan humor.
You kind of like, wait a minute, huh? But it'd be funny, that's just her. If you watch the show, you know how she is, and you just, it's funny. It is funny, So so it was great. Yeah,
that's great.
Right. Yeah. No, we're past my question. It won't even
make
sense now. It won't even make sense now. It's kind of just backtracking.
It's okay. It's okay.
You're trying to stay professional and not take us.
I was trying to.
Look, this is like the family picnic. We just cut each other out. Wait a minute, where is the barbecue? Since we're gonna have it.
It's coming later.
So what's your question?
So was this your first time working with Eddie Murphy?
It was, but here's the funny story.
Yeah.
I used to hang out with it. Well, when I was bodyguard with New Kids on the Block, and I was with Jordan Knight, we would hang out with Eddie. We'd go to his house, and Eddie used to call me Baby Bubba all the time, and it's it's like just surreal to. Now I'm doing an Eddie Murphy film, and to work with him, I remember going to when he had his offices at Paramount, going in there, and he's probably one of the only people that I kind of was like, I mean, besides Michael Jackson, Eddie Murphy was like the next that I was really kind of starstruck on because, coming up, the comedian, I mean, we had Richard Pryor and those before them, but at that the generation that we're in, Eddie was the man.
Yes. Right.
You know,
No,
and
you're
so
right.
it was just awesome to, you know, to go from seeing him at the China Club all the time. I don't know if you remember the China Club. It was a club in Hollywood. It was, we just gonna leave that one alone.
Okay.
And to, you know, just working with and watching him and the director work, you know, and create the scene. Because it was some of the things I did was not in the script.
Okay.
And they changed, and then watched him just create it. And I was like, wow.
Amazing.
And it worked.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Wow.
And I think it was, you know, it's amazing.
Just shows
It's
the talent.
just amazing. Yeah.
Wow, wonderful. And then the fact that you probably just rolled with it, and that you know says a lot as well.
I looked at my surroundings. I said, okay.
Yeah, right.
And that's, you know,
right.
I mean, because it was a stunt. It entitled a stunt, and it's just amazing. Yeah, I don't know if you guys, and I'm growing my beard. I'm kind of changing my brand. I'm trying to, you know, the.
It looks nice.
I mean,
It does look nice.
kid TV was okay, but I'm serious. You know, I started. I was a serious actor coming out. You know, I like doing comedy. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Okay,
Disney,
yeah,
Nick, don't
cut
get
it
me
off.
wrong.
Yeah,
I'll do more
cut it
stuff.
off. Right.
But you know, I want more serious. And the last couple of months, some of the auditions I've been going on are more up my lane.
Okay.
You know,
Gotcha.
and the crazy thing is, they have stunts. All of them are doing stunts. Now I did my most of my own stunts on Game Shakers,
Right.
but now this is like wow. So I'm actually training with a stunt fighter, like for stunt fighting.
Wow.
Yeah, because I ain't jumping out no planes
Okay.
and, you know,
Right.
no falling off no buildings and nothing like that. I fell off a 10-foot wall. That was about as far as I was
Oh,
falling.
really?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like, so it's just been amazing, the opportunities that's opening up for me now. And then, so let's see. Then I have an episode of Young and Hungry with Kim Whitley.
Oh, I love
so
Kim Whitley.
Yeah,
And
that
I
was
love that
fun.
show. I was binge watching that whole.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
that
yeah.
show is fun.
It's fun.
It's
And,
fun.
you know, and the
You
cast
would
was
be great on that show as
I
a regular.
know, I
You would be
know.
perfect.
And then they
That's your
canceled it.
vibe.
They canceled it right after we
man.
did my episode.
Did they
I was
cancel
hoping.
it?
Yeah, it's canceled, but they still like to say this is the last season.
You guys have to
And
watch it. That's a good show to just like the binge
It's
watch.
funny.
It's
Yeah,
fun.
I mean, Kim Whitley.
Yeah.
You know, that's somebody, you know, again, our generation, she, you know, for us men, like, I would have had a crush on Kim.
Yeah.
So when I was there, I was like, hey, now.
All right.
Hey, how you doing? You know. But Kim knows to me, she knows my ex. So it's like, okay, we can't go there
Right.
now.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice of you.
I know
Yeah.
that
Because
is
some people
respectful.
don't have that.
No, I can't do that. I can't do
Have
that.
boundaries.
If he was friends or, you know, we in that realm, I can't do that.
right.
That's not my thing.
That's
Right.
right. That's
It costs too
absolutely
much. It's
right.
too awkward.
Yeah.
Because we gonna run into each
Yeah,
other.
it's a small world.
Yeah,
It's
then I don't
like-
want to see
especially
who you
Hollywood.
with. Yeah, once
Okay.
I'm done, I don't want to see what you with. Go.
You know, it's like move on, right?
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
I understand. I totally get
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to.
So yeah, it's just been amazing. Like I said, there's the opportunities that's come up.
But
And,
you know what, Bubba? If you guys don't know this man, you can manifest your life really quick. Like things, as you put it, things just kind of worked out and kind of went to the next step and the next step. Like that's how
you
your
remember,
life.
yes,
Oh, absolutely.
yes,
I want
yes.
some of that.
Yes, yes.
Give me some of that. But
I needed to manifest a little bit faster right now, though. That's what we talk. I
Yeah.
needed to manifest
Yeah.
faster.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
But just talking about the timeline, if you could just go quickly through it, because you were the
Yeah.
manager of
not man, bodyguard.
bodyguard. Excuse me.
Yeah,
Bodyguard.
so my whole career, I mean, my whole life, things were just handed to me. You know, I shouldn't say handed.
Right.
The opportunities arose that I was able to step into.
Okay.
You know, from playing, you know, football and, you know, all the way from 7 all the way up to I was 35. You know, at some point I was playing football still, but it was never a task. It was just, I could just do it.
Right.
To when I got hurt in college,
Okay.
you want to be a bodyguard? You want to go out on the road? So, you know, it was like Dolly Parton, then Milli Vanilli. Then I went out with New Kids on the Block for the
Milli
long
Vanilli.
stint. Yeah, then it's from that. It was never, I never had to go out and look for it. It was just falling in. It wasn't until I got old in life that it's like, it just kind of slowed down. Now I got to look for stuff.
Right.
So that's what happened. Then I did my first movie. It's the same thing. You want to be in a movie? Okay.
Wow.
You know, but it's crazy because I'm looking at stuff now, and I was like, wait a minute, I was on TV a lot before I even decided. Because when I was with New Kids, they had me on TV all the time, and I didn't even realize it.
Right.
You know, but how my name got known was because of the pay-per-view that they did. It was like one of the very first pay-per-views ever to happen. Was New Kids on the Block, and you know, and plus, like I said, our generation, though, they was the biggest group. They were like the Beatles.
Right.
So it was like Beatles. I mean, Michael Jackson, Beatles. You know, I got to put Mike first.
Yeah, you better.
Gotta put
You
Mike
better.
first. Beatles, you know. Then, and as when you say a super groups or talent, and then New Kids on the Block, and then even though the Jackson 5 was the first boy band, and then if you want to get technical, the New Edition was, really, then when they brought it back, then, but, they do give new kids the credit because what happened after them, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, everybody, in 98 Degrees, all these groups start popping up, so they kind of say, well, New Kids on the Block, but, which I honor, I get it, but it was just amazing, just the people I've been around and stuff happens. So anyway, that's how my life has been. It just falls into my lap. And then even with Game Shakers, I didn't audition.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? But sometimes, but God, that's the whole thing when God has a plan for your life and preparation. Opportunity met your prepreration.
Right.
So, because everything that we're doing in life, you're being prepared for something, and if you're on your right path, it's just going to come together.
Synchronicity.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
And it's funny because even my castmate Shell Bailey, we're doing stuff. We're working on some stuff together. For the future, but it was like we were at an event. We was at a Salvation Army, the Sally Awards a few weeks ago. Jenny Buss got the award. They got a big award. The Lakers and all that.
Yes.
So, but we were sitting there, and I was getting ready to say, because I was thinking it already, and then he looked at me and said, "Man, look where we're at. Look where we're at." And I'm like, "Wow." I said, "Yeah, man. I was about to tell you that." I said, when you want to move up in life, the people you're around are influenced. That's pretty much you're going. Let me say this right. Sometimes you have to change your company. If you want to be successful, you need to hang around successful people. Right. And one of the things we were saying is we probably the brokest people in here. But we're rubbing elbows with millionaires. And they're like, oh, they love us, and they're taking pictures. So like lately, I've been hanging out with Oba Umbatunde. I know I can't say his last name. Oba Umbatunde, Rocky Carroll. I was, we're sitting playing poker one night, and then Kiki Shepard, and then other actors and the writers from NCIS, and I'm sitting there going, that's an amazement. Like then it hit me. If you want to be successful, you got to be around successful people. I've always been around successful people. I've been around money my whole life. I didn't have the money, but you couldn't tell I didn't have money because I carried myself well. So I was like, he said, there he is, Over. I see. So, and that's the thing. And, so that's part of the things I'm saying in my motivational thing. You got to put yourself in those surroundings. Surround yourself with people that can help you, and that's going to improve you. Sometimes your homeboy, your homegirl, they can't do nothing for you. And they're keeping you down. They hold you down. This and like in life, we always say in the black community, we have that crab syndrome.
Crab in the barrel.
Once somebody tries to get above, you got they bring you, why are you doing that? You can't do that. I just made a statement the other day about dreams. And there's always a dream killer. Always. And I've had the same person, the one person my whole career, well, in an acting career, have told me not to do it. You can't do that. You shouldn't do that. Oh, wow. You should. They didn't. And it's like, why would you do that? Because you don't have. You don't want nobody else to have. And it's like jealous. It's just like a jealousy. Of because I'm. People are doing well, and that I've noticed with that person. Anytime somebody's doing well, there's always a problem. And the problem is I can't get rid of this person for another 3 years.
Oh, okay.
So kind of.
And so so you're gonna have to build yourself, the spirit man and everything else to protect you, surround you through that time period. Because, like you said, and I say it too, people come in your life for seasons, unfortunately, and sometimes, like, on your journey and your path, you're not going to be able to take everyone with you. That's even down to family and friends. Sometimes
it doesn't matter who
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Because I've disowned family, and that's sad to say. I've had. I shouldn't say disown it, but I put family to the side. So I can't deal with you right now. It's not feasible. It's not healthy for me. Because I don't believe in being content. And that's a shame that there's too many people just content with what they're doing. Then you hear them complain about their jobs and whatnot, but they're not trying to do nothing to do better.
About it,
and it's like, like I said, you don't lose friends. You don't lose family. You just outgrow them.
Yeah,
because life is a consistent. You're constantly growing in life until they put you in that box. So I know that was kind of deep, dark, but
it's perfect
because we're all evolving and we're all changing, and God is the God of change. He's not stagnant. He's not. He's changing, and we're of Him, and so you're constantly growing, and we're constantly changing. And so if you have people surrounding you that don't want to do that, and you are, then you're not going to meet with their vibration, and it's the law. You got to move on. It's going to happen. Even with this 3-year thing, that person, you can't get rid of them. You just have to settle in your own mind and in your own spirit. You know what? Let me keep reaching for my stars and my height because there's always somebody's going to be like that.
Always.
There's always somebody going to be trying to put you down because they don't know who they are.
Right.
I mean, I was attacked. I went through a whole week of attacks at my job where, you know, my business, but since I'm in a mall, I'm in a public business, there were other vendors coming at me. I mean, I had a whole week. It was just unbelievable.
Why are they coming to your stand?
Yeah,
what you got?
Yes, exactly.
What you doing?
Yes,
you
because
they doing something.
because they because they see people coming to
that's
me.
That's the era we're living in now. You know that's the era we living in. They gonna call the cops talking about
selling something else.
She's selling drugs or something.
And I'm one of the only people of color in there. So
I know that's exactly.
So I'm being attacked left and right, and I'm just like, wait a minute. But I had to go to my source and my center and say, okay, God, you need to handle this. You know, this is bigger than me.
You know.
And I put that love I sent out, you know, to the universe, and guess what? He took care of it.
Right. You know, and it's like, and it's funny because they're talking about growth. My father's 72 years old. He's still learning. He still likes to learn new things. He's getting, you know, he was he retired firefighter. He's always wanted to be an engineer, drive the train. So in Vegas, they have out in Boulder Cities, they have like a little antique train that they go and people just go on and ride on. And that he learned to be an engineer.
Wow.
You know,
that's
and that's one of his hobbies. This work, you know, he's always looking at how can I improve. My problem is I do the same thing, but I get bored. Once I figure it out, I get bored, and then I move on.
I do that too.
I'm not a master or nothing because I get bored easy.
Okay. Wow.
I'll master it, but then I get bored, and then I want to go do something else. So,
exactly.
But, you know,
and you know what? And part of me, I really don't see a problem with that because I'm probably the same way. You know, I know a lot about. I know a little bit about a lot of things.
Exactly.
Right? And I was like, April, can you master one? Can you just stop? And can you just like let this go to the top of the whatever for this thing? And I'm like, let me switch here. This is fun. But you know what? It all works out.
Yes.
And then you have all this, you're gaining all this knowledge, I think.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think, you know, what do they say? We only use 5% of our brains anyway. So imagine if we use more.
So when you tap in, that's why we can learn until we're in that box. Because we have so much brain capacity that's empty.
And then you're creative. We're creative. I think
we'll
sky is the total limit when you're a creative person.
All over the place. It's like, wow, you know, you got visions, you got dreams, you got things coming at you all the time, and you got these desires. Something's pushing you.
I will hear songs. I will hear a song on the radio, and I'll be so excited, even though videos aren't that popular anymore, but even, you know, still, they'll play the video, and I'll see it in my head when I hear it. But I see the video, it's like, they did that wrong. Like, I could know she should do this, he should do, like, I'm like, what is wrong with you, April? Like,
I do that with television shows.
I'm just like going off.
Commercials.
Oh, I'm always, I'm
like, oh, no, they did that wrong. I'm like, oh, they should do this, do that.
You just want to call them, this is how I see it.
Right.
We need to talk.
This would have been a little funnier if you flipped it this way.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I could imagine what you go through out there.
Right? I know. You're probably on set with different lines and stuff like that.
And then you got to sign a contract. You have to do it certain ways. And
But you know what? Our directors on Game Shakers were real cool because, especially, you know, the one in particular, Mike Hoffer, Hafer, he was, you know, I could talk to him about what I see. I mean, I could talk to all of them, but it was just something about Mike that I could just go to him and be like, what do you think? And this or that. And he's like, and they tell me, you know, you direct yourself most of the time. So they're good with that, and they're cool with that because, and as far as I don't just make up things, but I realize where the cameras are. You know, and I can't stand here because there's other people you blocking this or that. So I direct myself in that way, and then if it's something they just want me to do, then they'll do that. So
because you're professional, you know, and we're professional too. I said we weren't, but we are actually professional. So we're gonna go to a break. Right, Jarvis? And we'll be right back, and we'll have more of Mr. Bubba Ganter. Yay! Stay tuned.
Did you know that your skin is your body's largest organ? And you should be aware of what you're applying to it. The more natural products you use, the better. The best place to start is with Did It for Love handmade natural body products, made with pure organic ingredients. Our Shay Body Butter Moisturizer is whipped to perfection and hydrates dry, cracked skin and protects from UV rays. Did It for Love Shea Body Butter Moisturizer is infused with essential oils. You can choose from scents like lavender, vanilla and sandalwood, white rose, and many more. Our deodorant has a fresh scent that not only works against odor, but also reduces sweat. With this toxin-free deodorant, you can feel fresh and confident all day long. You can also keep your lips healthy and kissable with our handmade lip balms. In healing and fruity scents like tantalizing peppermint to sensational green apple. Our products promote healthy, youthful-looking skin, and is safe for the whole family, vegan-friendly, cruelty-free, and gentle enough for cancer survivors and those going through treatment. Go to diditforlove.com today. Did It for Love, toxin-free for your whole family.
Welcome back to It's Time to Talk. I am having so much fun catching up with our friend Bubba Ganter. I just love when you come by. I really am just going to realize that in myself. I love having you here.
Oh,
it's
I love
just
being here.
fun.
I do too, bro.
I love
it's
being
just fun.
here.
Like I said, I don't have a script. I'm not writing anything down. I know that you can just go with the
Because
flow.
you know I'm just going to talk. You know I love to talk.
I know you do.
Because I'm by myself most of the time. So
You
when
talk
I
to
get a
yourself?
chance, yeah, I do. I do talk to myself. I don't answer myself, but I will talk to myself.
I talk to myself too.
Yeah, so when I get an opportunity to talk, I will.
And we have some people that probably want to chime in and say hey and talk to you too.
We have your friend Tanya George.
Hey,
and
Tanya.
She's just saying she's happy. She couldn't wait to see you. And then I guess she made a comment, said that's the truth. You have to watch who's in your inner circle. That's very true.
Right.
And then hi Sheila, my friend Sheila. She said hi family and hi Bubba.
Hi
Thanks
Sheila.
for watching.
Oh,
and then
Sheila.
Okay.
Oh, Sheila.
And then Manera McCobb says
Hey,
truth.
Manera is a new friend, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, so thanks for
Welcome,
tuning in,
Manera.
Manera.
Yes,
Yeah.
Nice to have new
tuning in.
friends.
Yes.
Awesome. And for anyone else out there, thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, I have a few people watching too. I want to say hey to Nate, and I want to say hey to
What's up,
Yolanda. Everybody saying hi, Sherry. What's up, girl?
Sherry.
Yolanda, Sherry, hello.
Girl. Ooh, you hear the voice?
Hello.
Ooh, Sherry, you hear the voice? You brought it out of him. You brought out the testosterone. That's the testosterone, Bubba.
How do we say? Now, how do the women say? Hey, Bubba. Do you get some? And, say, or do they get hey, Bubba?
Nah, I get the.
Okay.
I get the hey. Once they find out, and it's crazy because being in public, not all your friends if they say hello, but it's crazy being in public because when the kids recognize me, then once they tell the adults who I am, then all of a sudden hey, how you doing? It gets that. So I just made a post a couple of days. I don't know if y'all seen it 2 days ago on Facebook. I went in my messenger. I hardly go into my messenger.
Okay.
And then I saw one, and I was just in one of those moves. Okay, I'm gonna ask her a friend's question.
Oh, that's nice.
I was like, oh, hi, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Where you from? The Philippines or something like that. Then the next thing out of her mouth, do you want to see me naked?
Whoa.
I was like, oh no, baby, I don't do that. No. And I had to block. So and that was I was happy because at least she asked because my inbox be on 10.
Oh, I know it is.
Instagram. And I shared the story. So me and my man Gary Sturgis, I don't know if you remember Gary from Tyler Perry's Daddy's little girl. He was the one. He was the dad. Yeah, he was the boyfriend.
Oh,
so we were going back and forth. He was like, "You got to see mine." I said, "Trust me, I know."
Comparing inboxes. I bet.
Yeah, it was crazy because that asking. Oh, I was totally okay. That's cool, but I still didn't want to go that route. You know, I didn't want to leave that open, so I just blocked him.
Right.
But I've had opened up where I just really, and it was like completely naked.
Wow.
People I don't even know. Wow. And it's moms, and it's like, really?
Oh my goodness.
You saw my page because your kid was watching the show, and you thought it was okay to come into my inbox and to send me naked pictures. Wow. And it's like, that's crazy. It's crazy. But the comment was the funniest part about it. Now the woman was built like me. Now I'm 6'3", I'm 380 pounds. And she was from like Ohio or something like some.
Okay.
Kind of like a redneck, you know. And I'm looking.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But she had the phone, and
she goes, "Oh, okay."
And it was just crazy. And I'm sorry if I get too
visual.
deep. No, it was just crazy because she takes a picture and she said, "Here's a rabbit hole for Bunny." I'm like, that's I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, really?
But wait a minute. Okay, so Bunny's your character on
that's
the
my
show.
Character's name, yeah.
That's kind of clever, though.
She got creative on that.
Shut up.
But still, but it's just,
but not something that you want to go down.
That wasn't. Because I don't trust people. I don't trust. It's always it could be a setup.
That's
gotta be crazy
from a male
for you,
perspective,
Bubba.
and even Jarvis, if you want to chime in. But nowadays, how do you men feel now that you have pretty much this access to
the world
of women nowadays?
Right.
Is that a good feeling? Is it scary? Is it something that you?
I never really thought of it like that.
What is the males
thinking
thinking nowadays on things like that? The more the merrier? I mean, what is it?
No. It's not the more the merrier. Okay. No. I mean, there are people like that. I can't answer for them. But for me,
for you and your character,
for me, you are. I mean, it's nice because being a big guy, you know, we don't get the. I don't look like Shamar. I don't look like Denzel.
Right.
So yes, you like it, you love it, but be respectful. Okay. That's the thing about be respectful because I don't want no floozy. Okay. You know, and to me, you know, just be respectful. Right. That's all you have to do is be respectful and don't make me feel like you're only talking to me because I'm on TV. You see me on
That's
TV.
got to be the hardest thing.
And it's been that way my whole life because it was like, got to college, they were lined up at the fence like, oh, he may go pro, he may go pro. And so I never felt like women were into me because of me. It was for what I did. Then when I was bodyguard,
oh, yeah.
I mean, the stories I could tell you from that would take 4 days, 5 days to tell you that. Because I tell people, I forgot more than you'll ever remember in your life. You know, because it's, and I try to explain to people, it doesn't matter what you look like. Once you're on TV, you're a heartthrob, you're a sex symbol. You know, it's like, you know, even for the women. You know, you look at women, they're like, well, how does she get something? You know, how does she get that gorgeous guy? Because she, you know, she bigger. So not that bigger women aren't beautiful, but you know what I'm saying? They wouldn't have got looked at if it wasn't the fact that they were on TV. So it's hard. It's been hard. It wasn't until I was older in life that I met people that I felt that they were really into me. And so it's real hard dating. And then now, and part of the problem, like with me now, dating now, is I'm so complex, you know, and I've been hurt so much in the past that when I see one single red flag, I'm ready to run. And you know, and I've lost a couple of good people because I ran. Because, and they probably were the one. There's somebody, you know, that I could have been ended my life with. But it's like, as soon as that red flag come up, I start backing up. And then, you know, if there's anything else that comes up, well, I'm gone. I'm not going to stick around. And it's bad. And I've had to apologize. Just recently, this last week, I've had to apologize because I realized I looked at me and realized what I was doing. And I had to, you know, apologize. Like, oh, you didn't deserve that. For me to just to say I can't do this and just leave. So it's real hard. It's real hard dating. And I used to say, you know, dating in the industry, it's hard because they have just as much attention as you have. And if you're not secure in yourself, and that's why I had to realize I wasn't secure in myself because of my size. I had insecurities. Even though I may have had a good personality or whatever, I don't look like I said, Denzel Shamor. So it's easy for me to just be like, I'd rather you go somewhere else because I can't handle the attention that you're getting. And then dating outside, it was like, well, they don't understand because you're getting attention. You know, it's like, it's like I've gotten to the point where I don't even like taking pictures with females. You know, when I was in a relationship, I try not to touch them, or you know, if I take a picture, I'll do funny faces. I'll do something to make it look like, nah, I'm not interested in this person because I've been through that. Oh, y'all look like y'all was thinking, no, it was a fan. I don't even know this person. It was a fan. You know, it just happened that it just happened the way the angle was. It looked like I was like, hey, you know, that's weird. I mean, she was beautiful. The one that was there, she was beautiful, but it wasn't nothing like that. So
wow, that's just I feel for you because that has to be. You're darned if you do, you're darned if you don't, right?
And it's scarred. I'm scarred, and you know, I said I have been scarred because I have, like I said, I run, you know, and that's what I had to realize. Wait a minute, you can't do that. You have to give them a chance, and so. Even now, it's like, I'm not jealous until you make me jealous. If you give me a reason to be jealous, then that's when I'm going to be jealous. And I tried, but before, it didn't matter. If somebody even looked at you, I'd be like, why are they looking at you?
like she can help
you know,
that.
But if you give me a reason, to be jealous, then I'm going to be jealous.
I think, you know, especially, you know, we're not teenagers anymore. So I think, you know, the fact that we've lived lives, you know, we've been in relationships, is like you said, it's the complexity of it all. But I think if we go back to the base, which is us, it starts with us, you know, and the more you get to learn who you are, you know, what you're willing to accept, what you're not. And it's not even so much like you said. I think we're constantly learning. So even though you say you may have let some good ones go or whatever, but that's still maybe not the one because there's still learning and lessons for you, for Bubba to learn, for Bubba to know, you know, just like myself. And same thing is like, you know, I'm going through divorce, and now I'm just like, I have to really go back to myself, you know, to Deidre's core and find and heal and really discover who I am, because I do want to get married again. And when I do, I want that to be the last one. And but I have to really know me first, and I have to be able to discern and pick attract that vibration, that person that is
be
for
the
me.
person that
be
you
the person
want
that I want
to be with.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I came up. I have these 3 things I said that's a foundation for relationships, and I'll try to say it quickly because I can get along with it. But the first thing is communication, and I mean that's number 1. That's every argument ever. No, we don't communicate. Right. Yeah. And you know, and the men are sitting there going, "Well, yeah, I talk to you. Yeah, we communicate. We talk all the time." No, that's not communicating. Because communicating is when you hear what's being said and you put it into action. That's what's communicating. Because it's easy to say, yeah, okay, I hear you. Right. But until you put it into action, that's the communication. Absolutely. And I would say, like, even with my ex-wife, you know, one thing we did that was positive was at the end of the night, we'd have a little picnic in the bed, and we would just talk. Aww, we would talk, and we do that. We bond, we play games, and you know. But again, being a man, I heard you.
Yeah.
So then moved on from there. Another thing is appreciation. There's, you know, we don't appreciate one another anymore. It's everybody's trying to get over on somebody. What are you doing? What am I doing? And I tell somebody, and I just told somebody last night, do you know your wife's favorite color? See, look how communication tied into that.
I love it.
What is your favorite thing your wife likes? You know, if she likes a Snickers bar, if I'm at the store, let me get the Snickers for my wife or my girlfriend, or you know,
huge.
or even her. It goes both ways. I'm just using. I'm a man, so I'm just using
That's
the woman
beautiful
part.
because a lot of women tend to know that more than men.
Right,
so
they do because they pay attention.
Right.
Women pay attention because when a woman gets with somebody, they're in love. They really love, and they want to know every little thing about you.
We shop for our man. We get his favorite food.
Always,
we
always
learn.
thinking like,
we
what
learn
can
our
I?
man.
What can I?
As a man,
you know what? And that's how I feel like sometimes it'd be like when people miss the mark and be like, would you learn me, please?
Right,
it's not that hard. Would you just stop and pay attention
This is
and
simple
learn
thing.
me?
And you know what? Just knowing one thing. There's no one thing. And that, you know, it's like, oh, I know that. You know, it shows. At least it shows you're trying.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, but I say with the appreciation is what happened is when we were growing up. And I hate putting our ages out there like we really doing that. But back in the 70s. You know, at one point it was a one-income household. Right. Then about mid-70s, things changed. Right. Yes. And now you need 2 incomes. Yeah. Now the problem was we were still living at home like it was in the 50s and 60s over that, where the woman stayed home, cooked, took care of the kids, homework, laundry, and all that was her responsibility. Men went to work, came home, sat on the couch, read the newspaper until dinner time, did that, then it was over. Right. Problem was when the women went to work, nothing changed.
You're right.
Men are coming home and you still sitting. We're still sitting on. I'm guilty. Oh, trust me, I was guilty. I'm very guilty. And that's what something I'm working on. So then, from that point, the women are still doing that. So when you appreciate your woman, hey, sit down. Let me get this. Yes. If you like bubble baths, let me get you. I have a bubble bath ready for you with flowers. I got this. You know, I don't believe in.
Or let me take care of the kids. I mean, baby kids, because men will want you to go to work. Excuse me, but go to work, cook dinner, clean up, and then expect you to have sex with them, and you are doggone tired. You're like, I can't do nothing else.
Exactly.
When the man doesn't, and a lot of men didn't get that back then. A lot have come a long way, but a lot of men did not get that.
And there are a lot of good men who does it. They work together. You know, and it's like I say with Valentine's Day and all those. They're just days, because if that's the only time you're going to do something, you're telling me you only have love for your spouse only 4 days out of the year, when there's 365. So, and that's the kind of thing you appreciate them, so you do things like that. So when you have the communication, because you did, then you had appreciation because you know what she liked. Then it moves into love. There's no such thing as love anymore. I mean, there is, but we lost it. We just got to get it back. There's no true love. Because
now I think there's just too many conditions now. Too many conditions. Like what you bringing? What you bringing? Like everyone's like,
I'm guilty of that. And I just realized, even like in the last person I was dating, I was like, wait a minute, I just broke my own rule because I didn't. It was like stipulations. You know, well, this is if you ain't like this, and then somebody pointed out to me, like somebody I used to date a long time ago. We were talking the other night, and she put it to me simple. You had all these rules. I was like, oh, wow. You know. So I think when you get all those working together, and you love somebody, you don't have to say it. Right. Because you know it. You can feel like when I look into your eyes or you look in mine, we see it. It's right there. You don't have to say a word. You know that I'm coming home to you. So when I say I'm going to Vegas with a bachelor party, okay, baby, come. You're fine because you know I'm coming home. You know I'm not going out there stepping. You know, and that's what we have to get with the relationships.
I agree. I heard the sweetest story, or maybe I read the sweetest story recently, where this couple, they were on the brink of divorce, and they, I mean, things were really, really bad. But anyway, so one day the guy decided to ask his wife in the morning when he woke up, what can I do for you? And so she would, first she was a little leery because they hadn't been communicating. They didn't trust each other anymore or whatever. Right. But day after day, he kept asking her every morning, 2 weeks straight. And she finally broke down and was like, what are you doing? What's going on? Like, what's going, he said, I love you. And, it broke a huge barrier that they created between themselves. And then, now they're still together. They managed to stay together. Wonderful. And then now they ask each other every morning, what can I do for you?
Exactly.
She asked him, he asked her. Wow. And they found, and
that's the point,
the solution to that
God wants us to service each other.
Let me tell you something. Something that broke my heart. Something that broke my heart. Not too long ago, somebody asked me, "Oh, you care now?"
Oh.
That was
gut punch.
I was like, whoa.
Wow.
I didn't even know how to respond to that one. I was like, wait a minute. I always cared. But, and but you're right. What can I do for you? How can I make it easier for you? You know, because when you have that mentality, what can I do to make it easier for you?
Right.
Then because it makes them say, well, what can I do to make it easier? So you work together. Yeah. And, but because as a man, we all know if your spouse, your girlfriend, whatever, if they're happy, then we can be happy. Because if you're not happy, it's miserable. Right. It's miserable because you're going to show it. You're going to be miserable.
And I think we don't look at, we compartmentalize. So it's like if you have a job in customer service, your job is to please the people that you're serving, right? Take care of their needs, what the request.
Right.
But then we come home to our spouse or our significant other, and then it's like World War II instead of keeping that same type of mindset, but in an intimate way, right. Which is what we're saying. What can I do for you? What do you need? Right. That type of thing, instead of unleashing your whole day on somebody. Do you know what they did to me today? And I think we forget that. Because
it's coming from the heart instead of. He's paying me to do this. I have to be nice. Right. I think that's what people do at work. Right. I have to be good at this because I'm getting paid.
Not nowadays. People treat you that customer service today, boy, they need some retraining for real, because you're getting almost anything on these phone lines and on these lines. It's crazy.
For the most part.
I digress.
We can have a whole show about that one.
That's a whole nother, we're going to do a relationship episode. I'm going to come back. We can do all relationships. When I'm going to let you know, is it working for me? Right. What is it? I fix it? I'm still messed up.
Right.
But
I think that's a beautiful thing because you're working on it. Right. There's so many people out there that don't think they need to work on themselves. It's like,
being conscious is the first thing. That's the only way you can, when you're conscious of what, wait a minute, it's not them, it's me. Yeah. Sometimes, a lot of them is, wait, they didn't do it, it's me. What did I do? Mm-hmm. So, it's all, I'm actually writing a book, in the process of writing a book. And it's pretty much about my life. There's going to be some stuff that's, because you still got to make it interesting, and I hope people realize.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, but I hope people realize when you go to those movies and they say it's based on a true story, probably 50% of the stuff in there is not even happened, not even true. But you have to make it interesting, people. But in the book, you can kind of put it like it is. Yeah. But pretty much about my lifestyle. And I meant to say this earlier when we were talking about projects, because I just had an ordeal where I was preparing to direct a pilot. So I just worked on this thing for 6 months until to get to the week of casting to realize this ain't a good fit. And then to have the person not even tell you, just kind of move on. And then you're like, what's going on? And then, you go from where I have, at that time, I just got together a camera crew editor that I wanted to work with. But because it wasn't in her timing, it went to, I'm going to use my podcast. People, what? You're going to use a podcast film crew to direct a pilot? Wow. So that was kind of a blow. And it's like, do my own. I said, no, I'm not doing nobody else's stuff. So I'm writing a book about my life story because I grew up in all white neighborhoods. And, with the way tensions are now, I just felt it inspired me. Actually, Childish Gambino, This Is America, I was watching that. And I said, I need to write about my childhood from watching that video. And this is what I went to because, I went to all white schools. And a lot of them don't seem to believe that there was racism back then. And it was, and especially in northern Arizona.
Yeah. We can relate.
And so that's where I'm going with that now. Then I'm writing an episodic as well. So series, I got that kind of stuff going on. That's what I'm saying, putting yourself around the right people.
Absolutely. And it sounds like the right timing because of everything that's going on. And you don't know how many people you can help and heal and bridge, know.
And it's amazing. I'm hearing so many people, you know, like girls. Oh, I went to all white schools. You know, like I was at my hometown. I was in my hometown last week, where I was honored with Lifetime Achievement Award, and my father was honored with the Pioneer Award because he was the first black firefighter in our hometown.
Oh, nice.
And fire investigator, and he did so much in the communities. And so then I get the Lifetime Achievement. Then I was the keynote speaker, and it was amazing because I wrote stuff down, and I couldn't do it because it wasn't right. What I wrote is like, no, they need to hear this. So I talked about village and community.
Yes.
When we were growing up, it was a community, and we all raised each other, and that's what we need to do is help one another because they're not helping us.
Oh, right. That's
you gotta
right.
help one another.
That's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. And that's where it starts too, with us always reaching back and helping and supporting.
Right. And that's why I like coming here. That's why I like talking to y'all. You know, because I can talk, and like I said, we're all into this together.
Yes.
And then whatever we can do to, you know, to help one another to strive, then why not? That's what we need to do.
Exactly. It's on my heart. It's on Deidre's heart to have this platform for people like you to come along. Just we want to share goodness. We want to share positivity. That is the main thing. We were raised that way.
Right.
Like that's just who I am. Period.
Right.
You know, I'm corny. I'm positive, and I don't care.
I'm real corny. People
I thought you said you said corny.
I'm corny. She might be horny.
I'm
corny.
Don't let the voice get to you. Don't let the voice get to you. I gotta leave now.
Well, we're all laughing, so that's good.
So it's just, you know, again, thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, are you dismissing yourself? You know, I think you did this last time.
No.
You know what? Kind of think of it. You friends and all, but you know what? You're not gonna do.
Take over.
You know. No, but if anybody out there who wants to follow you, like how should they follow you? Social media info?
Yeah, on Instagram and Facebook is Bubba Ganter, just Bubba Ganter, BUBBAGANTER. And on Twitter, it's real Bubba Ganter, because you know them hackers, they got me. And just stay tuned. You know, I got big things coming. You know, I plan on big things coming.
That's right.
And
you'll get them.
Just moving forward, you know.
Awesome.
Yes.
I want my own talk show. That's what I want. But I just don't know what platform I want to do. I want to be political or what.
Well, you know somebody's going to walk up to you and be like, you want to talk show? Sure. Well, anyway, we thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Bubba Ganter, for coming on our show. God bless you. We love you.
Thank you.
And as always,
your conversation is your affirmation. God bless.
See you next time.